How's it going, everybody? Welcome to today's stick mobility class. I am Coach Ray. Thank you for joining me for today. So for today's class, we are going to need 2 long sticks. I do have a pad for us to kneel on as we get into the later drills. Today's focus is going to be mainly on recovery. So we're not going to be generating a ton of tension, but it's just going to be getting into some different positions with the hips, working on a spine movement as well, and activating some of those upper back posterior tissues, okay? So it's going to be a fun one today. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the feet and ankles first. And what I want to do here is I want to take a horse stance. Now what we're going to do is going to be a little different is we're actually going to squat down quite a bit more than usual. So I'll go from the side here. And I want to have the stick angled in towards me just a bit. I want to use it for balance. And what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to squat my hips down a little bit more. And I'm actually want to make sure my pelvis is stacked under my spine, right? I want to keep that alignment. So what I'm going to do from here, I'm going to bring both heels up. Good. Bring them back down nice and slow. Hover them off the floor. Okay. Up. Back down. Good. Up. Try to maintain that stability the best you can. Down. Up. So notice that the level of the hips aren't changing, right? They're not rising and falling. Staying exactly where they are. Back down. Excellent. Up. Down. Let's go one more time. Up. Good, and back down. And ease off. Excellent. Okay, now what we're going to do here, we're going to go with some lateral ankle shifts, okay? So I'm going to be in a staggered stance here. I'm going to have my left foot back, right foot forward. The toes of my left foot are roughly about 2 inches behind my right foot here. And all I want to do here is I'm going to have my hand at roughly about shoulder height. And it's going to be on the outside of my right foot here. And again, this is just for balance here, but I'm going to shift my weight towards that front leg here. So I'm kind of straightening this back leg, squeezing this left glute here. And I want to stay in this position. I'm going to bring this right heel up, and I'm going to do some lateral ankle shifts. I'm going to shift towards my midline here. Okay, so now I'm on the big toe. Now I'm going to shift towards the out side. So on my pinky toe, towards my lateral line. So shift in. Good. Shift out. Shift in. Out. One more time. In. And shift out. Back to center. And down. Come off. Then we're going to switch sides here. Okay. Try getting that same alignment here. Okay. Again, roughly about shoulder height. Same thing, I'm going to straighten this left leg, squeeze, or right leg, squeeze this right glute here, right? Going to bring that left heel up. Okay, I'm going to shift my ankle inwards. Then I'm going to shift outwards. Good. Shift in. Then out. Excellent. Shift in. Out. Good. Make sure you breathe. Shift in. One last time. And shift out. Good. Back to center. And come down. Ease off. Excellent. So now we're going to go through the pelvis here. Right? So what we're going to do here is going to be a little different is we're going to add in a lean back and a reach as we go through anterior posterior tilts here, okay? So I'll actually go from the side profile here because it's going to be a better view. So I'm going to go with the horse stance again, okay? A little wider than shoulder width, toes pointed forward if possible, okay? Both sticks are going to be aligned with my shoulders here, okay? Shoulder width. And what I want to do from here, I'm going to first drive the sticks down about 30% tension, and I'm going to squat down a bit here, okay? I'm going to do a posterior tilt. Squeeze my glutes. Make sure I'm driving my knees apart, okay? Get those glutes active. Now I'm gonna lean back. Okay, I'm pulling the sticks closer to my body here. Gonna get more glute activation here, so a little bit of a back bend. Now I'm gonna come back to neutral. Now I'm gonna do an anterior tilt. Feel those mid and lower back tissues tighten, and now I'm gonna shift my hips back and reach forward, keeping that anterior tilt. Okay, back to neutral, posterior tilt. Squeeze the glutes, lean back, feel those glutes tighten, okay? Good, back to neutral, anterior tilt, reach forward. Let's go a couple more here. Come back up, squeeze those glutes, lean back. Good, back to neutral, anterior tilt. Drive forward. Last one, posterior tilt, lean back. Excellent. Breathe. Back to neutral, anterior tilt. Drive those hands forward. Good. Back to center and ease off. Good. Okay, so now what we're going to do here is we're going to work on opening up some of the medial and lateral tissue. So we're going to open up that groin area and those adductors. All right. So what we're going to do, we're going to get into a slap shot. I'm going to take the stick behind my mid back. Okay. Take a wide stance. Right? Feet pointed out if you'd like, right? Whatever's most comfortable for you. So now I'm gonna do from here, gonna shift my hips back, okay? I'm gonna first start by just kind of opening up the hips. I'm gonna flow back and forth. So I'm gonna lunge over to my left, driving that right foot into the floor, feeling that right adductor stretch. Now I'm gonna come back up and I'm gonna drop off my left foot, lunge over to the right. Again, stretching that left adductor here, okay? Make sure your feet are active. Come back up, shift over to the left, drive off that right foot. Make sure you breathe, back up to center, and then drive over to the right, driving that left foot, feeling that left adductor stretch here. Breathe, come back to center. Good. Now we're going to rotate. So we're going to rotate that right end of the stick towards the floor in front of us in that midline. I want to pull the stick apart. I'm going to lunge over to my left, or my right, drive off that left foot. Come back to neutral, ease off pulling apart. Now I'm going to rotate that left end of the stick towards the floor, right in front, pull apart, lunge to our left, drive off that right foot. Back to center. Ease off. Let's go again. Rotate that right end of the stick towards the floor. Pull apart. Lunge to the right. Drive off that left foot. Breathe. Back to center. Good. Rotate that left end down. Draw off that right leg. Good. Back to center. Come back to neutral. Good. Stand up. Wiggle those feet in. Awesome. Okay. Now we're going to do here is we're going to work on getting into that bow and arrow here. So I'm actually just going to throw this in as more of a warm up because we're just going to flow in and out of it, but also we're going to keep that stick actively moving a bit here, right? So we're going to start with a hip width stance. Feet are facing forward. I'm going to have the stick about 8 to 12 inches from the outside of my foot, okay? And so what I'm going to do here, I'm gripping the stick at roughly about hip height, okay? And it's on my left side of my body. So I'm going to take my right hand thumb facing down towards the floor, reach over the top, grab, okay? I'm gonna drive my hips away first, lengthen that lateral line. Then I'm gonna extend both hands out. Now what I'm gonna do from here, I'm gonna bring that stick forward. The positioning of my torso doesn't change, but now I'm gonna bring that stick back out. Bring it far back. Good. Bring it back forward. Positioning of the spine doesn't change, so keeping that lateral bend. Come back out. Excellent. Let's go. 2 more. Back forward. Keep that lateral bend. Back out. Good. 1 more time. Doing good. Keep that stick bend. Breathe. Bring it back in nice and slow. Excellent. Let's go ahead and switch sides. Okay? So when we bring that stick forward, we're easing off some of that tension and working right back into that tension. So we're easing in and out of that stretch here. Okay? So, same thing. Feet are roughly about hip width apart. Stick is still at the same distance here. Okay? Take my left hand up, reach up over the top, drive those hips out first, extend both hands out. Good. Bring that stick forward. Excellent. Bring it out. Good. Just 1. Make sure you keep that lateral bend in the spine. Okay. 2. Good. Breathe. Come back out. 3. Good. Let's go 2 more. 4. Excellent. Last one. And 5. Slowly come out. Excellent. Good. Now we're going to do here, we're going to work into a little bit of kayaking. Okay? We're not going to add in as much spinal movement because we kind of want to keep this more focused on the shoulders. So as we go through some of these ranges of motion, we are going to stop and add in some tension, right? Some rotational tension in the shoulders and the wrist. Okay? So I'm going to take the stick out. I'm going to rip out as far as I possibly can. Again, with whatever's comfortable for you, right? So I'm going to take a stance of roughly about shoulder width apart. Toes going to be facing forward. Get into a little bit of a horse stance here. So I want to maintain stability. And so from here, grip out the stick. And I'm going to start with my left hand up. Okay? So I'm going to start driving that left hand through. Right shoulder comes up and over. Right? Really trying to get that scapula to move as smooth and as fluidly as possible here. Right? That speed should be matched with mine. Good. Excellent. Keep that pace going. We're going to stop here. Okay, I'm going to rotate my left hand externally. So I'm going to turn my palm towards the ceiling, or try to. That's going to create some external rotation on that shoulder. Okay, I'm not rotating the stick. I'm not allowed to. My right hand's gripping. And now I'm going to internally rotate, getting some tension in different positions here, right? Come back to neutral. Going to bring this hand up and over, and we do the same thing on the right side. So as I'm back here, same thing. Grip the stick. We're going to try to externally rotate so my shoulder's dropping down towards that floor. Good. Now we're going to internally rotate. Right? So again, just creating tension in the shoulder. Back to neutral. Bring that right hand up and over. And now I'm going to go back on the left side again. So I'm going to bring it up to here. Okay? Almost like an overhead position. Externally rotate, so I want to turn my palm towards my face. Feel the scapula move here, right? It's going to drop down a bit. That's normal, okay? Now I'm going to internally rotate. Rotate my palm away from my face. Good. Back to neutral. Same thing on the right side. Try right side up and through. Get to that same position. Externally rotate. Good. Now I'm going to internally rotate, create that tension. Good. Back to center. Excellent. Let's go one more time. We're going to get to a full overhead position. So we're going to get to here, externally rotate. Try to rotate your palm towards your face. Good. Now I'm going to rotate away. So internally rotate. Good. Back to neutral. Now we're going to do the right side. Same thing. Good grip on a stick. Externally rotate. Breathe. Good. Internally rotate. Back to center and ease off. Good. Awesome. So that's just a good way to kind of add in some of those rotational aspects in different positions or different shoulder positions there, right? So we can add that on to that kayaking just to get a little bit more out of it. Okay. So now we're going to do here, we're going to move on to the strength training portion, or as I like to call, an active strength training portion. So we're going to take 2 sticks, all right? And so I'm going to start with my feet close together here, okay? Or you can have them about 1 inch apart or have them touching, whatever's more comfortable. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take both sticks, I'm going to pick them up and angle them in towards my toes here, okay? Width of the sticks is going to depend on you. We're going to work with some hip rotation here, okay? We're also going to change positions. So I'm going to grip both sticks roughly about shoulder height here. Okay, I got a good angle on the sticks. Let's go ahead and activate those core tissues first. So from here, arms straight, shoulders down. I want to drive both sticks into the floor, about 50% tension. Let's hold this for a little while here. Should feel those core tissues turn on. Don't let your rib cage flare out, right? Keep the rib cage down. Make sure you breathe. 3, 2, 1. Good. We're going to ease off here. Excellent. Now we're going to pick up 1 hip at a time. We're going to work on rotation, okay? So I just want you to get that hip to about, that knee to about hip height, right? So let's go and start with that right hip first. So I'm going to drive both sticks down, 50%, push. I want to bring this right knee up, hold here. I want to externally rotate my hip, get my instep to touch the left stick. Now I'm going to internally rotate, get the outside or the knife's edge of my foot to touch the right stick. It's going to go external rotation. Good. Internal rotation. External rotation. Internal rotation. Let's go 2 more. External. Internal. Last one. External. Internal. Back to center and down. Excellent. Let's go and switch sides here. So again, we're trying to add in a little bit of more active recovery here. So drive both sticks down, shoulders down, bring that left hip up, same position, externally rotate. Good. Internally rotate. External. Internal. External. Internal. You're only adding a light push to the sticks as well. External. Internal. Let's go one more time. External. Internal. Back to center and down. Excellent. Good. Now we're going to do here, we're just going to add in a little bit of active movement with the hips. So we're going to work with the clock position here. So I'm going to turn this side. So remember, we're not generating a ton of tension here. Just trying to get a little bit of activation. So I'm going to have my feet about roughly 1 inch apart. Toes are pointed forward. I'm going to have my right stick at about 12 o'clock. Okay, at 12 o'clock. My left stick, we can start at 11 and progressively move it out as we go along here. Okay, so bottom of the right stick is angled in towards me. I'm going to have the left stick at about 11 o'clock. What I want to do from here, I'm going to start on my left hip. Hands are roughly about shoulder height. I want to drop both sticks down, and the left stick is angled in towards me as well. Bring up that left leg. Good. Move it out to the left stick. Push against a little. Then bring it back forward. Keep that knee up. Move it back to the left stick. Push. Only about 40–50%. Back forward. Good. Bring it back out. Good. Bring it back forward. And down. Ease off. Let's go on a switch. No, I'm not switching sides. We're going to move this left stick out a little bit more. So, I'm going to bring it more to my lateral line here, right? So now it's going to be at about 10 o'clock. So, same thing. We're going to drive both sticks down. Okay. Bring that left knee up. Keep it up. Keep that right leg straight. Bring that left foot to the left stick. Push. Bring it back forward. Bring it back out. Push against that stick. Keep that knee open. Bring it back forward. One more time. Bring that foot out. Push. Bring it back forward. And down. Excellent. Now we're going to move it out a little bit more, get a little bit more challenge and range of motion here, okay? So now it's going to be at about my 9 o'clock. The main objective here is to try to keep your hips, or at least your right hip, facing forward. Don't let the hips rotate along with that left leg. So, same thing, arms straight, okay? I'm going to angle this left stick in towards me a little bit more, a little more of a sharper angle. Drop both sticks down, again, only at 50%. So I'm going to bring this left hip up, keep that right leg straight, facing forward, bring that left foot out. Good. Bring it back forward. Keep it up. Bring that left foot out. Keep that knee open. Bring it back forward. One more time. Bring it back out. Bring it back forward. And down. Ease off. Now we're going to switch sides. Okay? So now we're going to work on that right side. We're going to start at that same part, same progression, right? So we're going to start at 1, move to 2, then move to 3, okay? Make sure you're breathing here. So, drop both sticks down, 50%, okay? Bring that right hip up, right knee up, the left leg straight. Just bring it to the right stick, push. Only about 40–50%. Bring it back forward, keep it up. Bring it to the right stick, push. Good. Bring it back forward. One more time. Bring it to the right stick. Push. Keep that right knee open. Bring it back forward. And down. Ease off. Let's move that right stick out a little bit more. Okay. So, same thing. Drive. Both sticks down. Bring that right hip up. Bring it to that right stick. Push. Back forward. Good. Bring it to the right stick. Push. Back forward. Excellent. One more time. Right stick. Push. Back forward. And down. Excellent. One last time. Challenge our range of motion a little bit more. Okay, remember the objective. Keep that left hip facing forward. Keep that left leg in extension here. Okay, drop both sticks down. Right hip up. Bring it to the right stick. Back forward. Good. Right foot out. Bring it right forward. One more time. Right foot out. Forward. And down. Excellent. Good. Okay. So, now what we're going to do here, going to work with the spinal position. So we're also going to add in lifting the stick off the floor to add in a little bit more upper back activation here. So we're going to get into a T-spine extension, and we're going to lift one stick up off the floor at a time here, okay? So I'm going to go from a side profile here. So what I'm going to do, take a stance roughly about shoulder width apart. Toes are going to be facing forward. I want the sticks, bottoms of the sticks, in line with my mid-toe here on both sides. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to grip the sticks at roughly about shoulder height here, okay? So you're familiar with the drill where we drive the hips back and reach out forward, right? Here, okay? So I'm going to get a little bit of a stretch in that T-spine here. I'm just going to hang out here for a second, but then what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift one stick at a time. So as I lift the right stick, I'm going to drive that left stick into the floor without changing my position or rotating up here, right? So drive that left stick down 50%, lift the right stick off the floor. Breathe. Place it back down. Drive that right stick into the floor, lift the left. Keep an arm straight. Good. Place it back down. And slowly come up. Squeeze in those glutes. And ease off. Take a second. Okay, we're going to do that 3 more times. So what we're doing here is we're trying to really work on that shoulder flexion here. Try to open that up as much as we can. So same thing, okay? Hands are at roughly about shoulder height. I'm gonna hinge back, drive my hands out, away from my hips, okay? Get into that stretch position. Now from here, drive that left stick down about 50%, lift that right stick up. Good, place it back down. Drive the right stick down, lift the left stick up. 3, 2, 1, place it back down, come back up, ease off. Good, we got 2 more repetitions here. So again, we're not generating a ton of tension, just trying to get some of that activation here. So, same thing, drive his back. Okay, if you can get a little further into the range of motion, try to. Okay, you can slide your hands down the stick if you need. So drive that left stick down, lift the right stick. Three, 2, 1, place it back down. Lift the left stick. Three, 2, 1, place back down. Come back up. Excellent, ease off. One more time here. So what you should be feeling is that mid and upper back light up quite a bit here. Okay, you might even feel your erectors a bit because they have to fight to keep that positioning. Last one. Okay. Drive my hips back, hands out. Drive the left stick down, lift the right. 3, 2, 1. Good. Place the right stick back down. Drive it into the floor. Lift the left. 3, 2, 1. Place it back down. Come back up. Excellent. And ease off. Good. Okay. Just a little bit of activation. Try to get multiple systems at one time here. Okay. So now we're going to do here, just going to work on stretching. So I'm going to place one stick down. Going to take the pad that I mentioned before. Okay. And what I'm going to do here, we're going to go from a hip flexor stretch to an adductor stretch. Okay. So I'm going to have my right knee down. Okay. Left leg is forward. I'm going to place my back foot down, or my back foot. I'm on top of that foot into the floor, so I'm plantar start flexing that ankle here. Okay. I'm going to generate tension on that back leg. Okay. So the stick is in line with my belly button here. So I want it in line with my center. I'm going to have both hands roughly about chest height. and I'm gonna drive that back foot down, okay? Squeeze that right glute, drive the stick into the floor, okay? About 15%, then I'm gonna shift my hips forward a bit here. Breathe. Deep breath. Good. Slowly come out. Now what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna take the stick and I'm gonna bring it to about 2 o'clock. So I'm actually gonna rotate my spine here, okay? And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna wiggle my left foot forward so I can get a little bit more of a stretch here. I'm gonna drive the stick down, drive the back foot into the floor, squeeze that right glute. Then I'm gonna shift towards my front leg here. Keeping my spine rotated, right? Now I'm gonna start to get a stretch more towards that groin area, right? Good. Slowly come out. Ease off. Now, let's go towards that outside of the hip here, right? So, spine is rotated. Okay, drive that back foot down, squeeze that right glute. I'm gonna drive the stick into the floor and I'm gonna shift towards that front leg. So I have to really reach out my right hand. Start to get that outer part of the hip here, more of that TFL a little bit. 3, 2, 1, slowly come out. Excellent. And now I'm gonna move this foot, my left leg, out laterally. So, okay, I'm gonna move this out here. I'm gonna take the stick, I'm gonna place it on my right shoulder, stretching out this right hip here. And it's gonna be directly in line with my shoulder here, okay? Now what I wanna do is, from this position here, I can always adjust as needed. I'm gonna keep this left leg straight, right? And I'm gonna drive my hips back, reaching down towards the bottom of the stick. Okay, gonna stretch in this left adductor here. Make sure you breathe. 3, 2, 1. You're gonna slowly come back up, walk yourself up the stick. Excellent. Now we're gonna switch sides. So, wiggle this left foot back in, okay? I'm gonna bring this left foot back, right leg forward, okay? So, same thing, stick in line with the center, okay? I'm gonna drive that back foot down to the floor, squeeze that left glute, drive the stick into the floor, and I'm gonna shift my hips forward just a bit here. Make sure you breathe. It's really important, folks. Good. Slowly come out. Excellent. Ease off. I'm going to rotate to about 10 o'clock. Okay. Rotate to the left. Same thing. Drive that back foot down. Squeeze that left glute. Shift towards that right leg. Good. 3, 2, 1. Slowly come out. Excellent. Now we're going to switch over to about 2 o'clock here. Okay, or wherever's comfortable. Arms straight. Drive that back foot down. Squeeze that left glute. Shift towards that right leg. Good. 3, 2, 1. Ease off. Excellent. Now we're going to do here. Bring that right foot out. Okay. You're going to go out as wide as comfortable for you. Okay. Left stick's in line with my left shoulder here. Okay. What I'm going to do from here, back foot into the floor. Remember to drive off this right leg. I'm going to shift my hips back, reaching down towards the bottom of the stick. Sitting your hips back. Hold. Breathe. slowly come up. Excellent. Gonna bring this right foot back in. Excellent. Okay. Awesome. So now I'm gonna move this out. And we're gonna go with 2 sticks. We're gonna get into a little bit of a hang here, a little bit of a monkey hang. Okay. We're gonna add in some rotations from that monkey hang. Okay. So as we do this, I do really want to emphasize squeezing that back glute and open up those anterior tissues. Okay. So I'm gonna go for a little from the side profile. I'm gonna have my left foot forward, right foot back. Okay. I want that at the bottoms of the sticks, about roughly 6 to 10 inches behind the heel of my left foot here. Gonna grip the sticks up top. Okay. What I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna drop that back knee down and squeeze that right glute. I'm gonna get a full hang here. Okay. I'm not driving the sticks into the floor, I'm just hanging. Now I'm going to start rotating my shoulders side to side. So I'm going to rotate my shoulders to my left. Then I'm going to rotate to the right. I'm just going to flow back and forth here. Rotate to the left, right, good, left, squeezing that right glute, right. Let's go one more. Rotate to the left, then right. Good, back to center. Come out, then switch sides. So, same thing, okay? I'm gonna keep my hands up tall, make sure you got a good grip on the stick. Get into a full hang, squeeze that left glute. Start by rotating to the right, then left. Just your shoulders and mid and upper spine moving. Right. Good. Left. Right. Left. Right. Last one. And left. Back to center. And come out. Come up. Excellent, good. Let's go ahead and finish off stretching out the hamstrings a little bit here, okay? So, I'm gonna bring both feet about an inch apart, okay? Toes are gonna be facing forward. What I'm gonna do from here, I'm gonna take that right heel, place it in front of my left foot, or in front of the line of my left toes here. I wanna keep that ankle dorsiflexed. I'm gonna start by placing the bottom of the sticks out pretty far in front here. So what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to drive my hips back, try to keep my back as straight as I can. Go down as far as I can. I'm going to hold this position. Keep a slight bend to that right knee. Okay, I'm going to come back up. Excellent. I'm going to change positions of the sticks. I'm going to move both sticks here more towards my left leg, my back leg. So I'm going to rotate my spine a bit, and I'm going to drive my hips in the opposite direction of the stick. So I'm going to drive my hips back into the right. Good. And I'm going to rotate my right foot towards the sticks. Good. Rotate that right foot back forward. Come up. Get a little bit of that lateral hamstring. So now I'm going to move the sticks across to the opposite side. Okay, so keeping that right foot facing forward. Remember, drive the hips away from the sticks. So I'm driving my hips back and diagonal to the left. Now I'm going to rotate my right foot towards the sticks. So externally rotate. Good. Bring it back forward. Come back up. Excellent. Bring the sticks back forward. Now I'm going to switch sides. Okay. So, take that left foot, place it forward. Ankle is going to be dorsiflexed. Okay. Same thing. I'm going to drive my hips back. Reach down towards the bottoms of the sticks. So we're not hanging out here for a really long time, right? We're just trying to get a little bit of a good stretch. Focus on your breathing here. Good. Come back up. Excellent. Bring both sticks diagonal, so, you know, about 2 o'clock. Same thing, drive those hips away from the sticks. Keep that ankle dorsiflex. Rotate that hip towards the sticks, the left hip towards the sticks. Okay. Bring it back to neutral. Come back up. Good. Place the sticks out to the opposite side. Same thing. Drive the hips away. Good. Rotate that hip towards the sticks. Good. Rotate that foot back forward. Come back up. Excellent. Bring the sticks back forward. Bring the foot back. And that is it. That concludes today's class. I hope everybody had a good class. I want to do something a little bit different today. Okay, I hope everybody enjoyed it. Be sure to check out the rest of our content, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Stay safe out there.